Hi everybody, it's me, Greg Manarino. How are you today? It is Tuesday, September 19th, 2017. Tomorrow is the big day, and I mean that. Yesterday, I spoke about how we can expect something to happen with regard to this market this week, tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big day. We're going to hear from none other than Yellen herself. She's going to discuss monetary policy. Now, let's put a few things in perspective here. First of all, as I am doing this video blog, stock market is higher today. We're at new records with regard to the Dow. I think the S&P 500 as well. The U.S. 10-year yield is up. I think it's 2.24. There's kind of a sense of calm going on right now. That should raise a few red flags for you, in my opinion. Nobody right now can imagine what's going to come out of Yellen's mouth tomorrow. I do not believe, and I could be wrong on this, but I do not believe she's going to announce any rate hike tomorrow. I would be very surprised if she does that. But the main thing is this balance sheet issue. The Fed never had a plan to unwind their balance sheet, ever. They bought everything they possibly can. Toxic assets off of the banks, reinflated a housing bubble, so those toxic assets are not so toxic anymore. They've inflated a gargantuan debt bubble, unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of the world, caused malinvestments across the spectrum. I mean, it's incredible. It really is. And again, the Fed never had a plan to get out of it. So now they're in a real spot here. How are they going to do this with their balance sheet? So I think Yellen is going to have no choice but to address this tomorrow in one capacity or another. Now, whatever the Fed does, it's going to be like watching paint dry. I mean, it's gonna happen at a pace that probably wouldn't even be able to notice. That's the only thing I can think about, because if the Fed gets this wrong, which they're going to, they always get it wrong. They never get anything right. History has proven that, and I'm not just pulling this out of a hat. They will cause disruptions across the spectrum of asset classes. Again, why? The debt market, the largest market of them all, has been artificially suppressed by the Federal Reserve and other world central banks for the better part of a decade. There can be no way that because of this mechanism, we have a real price discovery mechanism behind any asset whatsoever. And I know you get that. So tomorrow, I mean, I think Yellen has got to be walking on eggshells because she's very fearful about how this can play out in the market, and so is our president, for that matter. He does not want anything to rattle this market. So I am certain he knows exactly what's going to come out of Yellen's mouth tomorrow. But it's anyone's guess here how the market is going to respond to this. And I think a big move is going to happen, either to the upside or to the downside. Right now, again, we have this kind of calm in the market. We're hitting record highs. 10-year yield isn't saying anything. But the fear and greed gauge is pointing towards extreme greed. When you got this kind of a setup here, that pendulum tends to swing back a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to do that. I honestly have no idea how this market is going to react to whatever comes out of Yellen's mouth tomorrow regarding the balance sheet. Again, I don't think she's going to do anything with regard to hiking rates. I could be wrong on this. I mean, I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but I'm telling you my best guess here. My best guess is we're not going to hear anything with regard to rate hikes. I believe she's going to address the balance sheet. And depending on how she words it, will move this market. So let's keep our eye on this. Let's see how this plays out. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So I hope all of you are going to watch it. I'm going to listen to every word that comes out of that woman's mouth, as vomitous as it is, because it's disgusting. And we all understand what is actually going on underneath this. It's horrible. And they've created a financial Frankenstein. And how this unfolds is really anyone's guess tomorrow. We'll see. Who knows? They'll probably find a way to prop this up further. I'm pretty convinced of that, at least. But we have not had a pullback in this market of any capacity in over a year. It's very, very unusual. We need this to happen. I've been speaking about this for the longest time. But we're going to see how that plays out moving forward. All right, with that said, I will see you, and maybe you too tomorrow. Over now.